So we're at Tuesday morning fast track work at Belmont Park with Campbell Mc Callum, and he's got a pretty busy week this week. He's got 8 rides tomorrow at Belmont. But first of all, you've obviously done some work at Ascot this morning with some of Dan's horses. What have you ridden there this morning?
Oh, we had a pretty quiet morning there. We had 11 trial yesterday, so a lot of them just went slow this morning. I was only there for a short time, so I only did a couple. Ones I did, they seemed to pull up from the trial pretty well, so hopefully they keep going well and progress through the next trial into a race.
What are the good ones that you've been riding at Dan's lately?
I got old horse. He's been around a while. Arroyo Gold. He's come back from Melbourne. He was over there, he had about 5 or 6 starts over there. He did no good, but his ratings dropped down now, so hopefully he can get in the right races over here, and he can run cheeky races all the time, and hopefully he can put some together.
Yep. And have you worked alongside Scenic Blast at all this campaign?
No, he had his first day back this morning at the track, and as I was cantering off on one, he was pulling up beside him. He looked very bright, and Dan was pretty happy with him, so hopefully he comes back pretty well.
Excellent. And then on to Belmont this morning. You've obviously been riding a bit for the Ganjimis. The last few months you've got a ride in the Guineas on Saturday, Private O'Day. How do you expect him to go?
His runs have been very good leading into the Guineas. His horse, he put himself there out of trouble, so if he gets the right sort of run, a lot of the other horses, favoured runners, they'll get back in the race. They need a bit of luck. If luck comes his way and not the other horse's way, he's fit and he's well and he's done everything right, so he could be there in the finish. And
how about the stablemate, the Underworld? You've seen him go around?
Yeah, that's like another one. He's got a lot of ability, that horse, but like I said, he's going to get back in the field, so hopefully if my bloke's in front, he's still pocket in behind him, but it'd be good for the stable. They both can sort of make a race of it.
All right, and moving on to some of your rides tomorrow. Couple you're riding for Neville there, Trigon Power. You haven't ridden him before, so you know much about him?
No, I don't know a great deal about him. I think he's pretty well bred. I think he's by Seville, and that he looked a little bit disappointing on paper last start, so I'm not sure how he's come out. I haven't really rode him this prep at all in his work. Just have to sort of wait and see with him.
And Snuglet you rode last start. He's been in pretty ordinary form, but last start he ran on pretty well and ran just a couple of lengths behind the winner. How do you expect him to go? Or her, I should say.
Yeah, her runs sort of, I haven't been too disappointed with her runs. Her run last start was quite good for her, considering how she went so bad the start before. The start before that I rode, I was really happy with her. She's the type of horse she needs a lot of clear galloping room. If she gets sort of cluttered up or a bit of a bump, she throws the tail away. So that's what happened the start before. She was going to sort of be in the finish, sort of run, sort of hold her ground 4th, 5th, but once she got a bump, she just stopped. So she can get her room, and out in her own, she should battle on well, I think.
And then you're on one for Tony Noonan, Amherst, in race 3. You've ridden him before.
Yeah, last time I was probably a little bit disappointed in last. I thought he'd go very close. He likes all of the rain affected tracks over in Melbourne, and when the rain came at Pinjarra we thought he'd have a real good show, but the track was just really shifty. He didn't really handle it too well, and he pulled up with an abscess, so his work's been very good since then, and he's bright and happy, and the stable's pretty happy with him, so a bit of rain around, if that comes it should help him as well.
And then on to the good ones, Black Moment, creamed them last start. Do you expect him to go that well again?
Well, he's a bit of a shock how well he did go last start. Like, he really made a mess of his rivals the other day. It's a lot harder race too tomorrow. It was very ordinary, this field last start. He's learning, he's slowly putting it all together, and the improvement he showed from when I rode him and just got beat to him winning last start was enormous. So if he takes the next step there, he should be pretty competitive, and I think they're looking at the 3-year-old staying races a bit later on with him. Marimbula,
drawn well, got a bit out of its ground last start.
Yeah, I was a little bit disappointed again with his run last start. Like, he sort of gets back a little bit. He's a bit of a thinker, the horse too. He's had a lot of problems and barrier manners, and he seems to have come pretty good now. If he jumps and sort of can't be too far off him, he should run home with that run. He sort of had a very good blow after his run last start, so I think there's a lot of improvement, and his work since then has been very good, so I think he should be thereabouts.
And then there's one you should know a bit about, Cappuccino Time. one that you've obviously ridden at the track.
Yeah, I've done all his work this prep and last prep and pretty much the prep before. He looked like he was going to make a nice 3-year-old coming into last prep, and we're not sure what went wrong. He just never came up at all. His 2 runs were very ordinary. He's gone out. His trials have only, they've been okay this time in. He's got the blinkers on, but he's drawn very awkward, so we just hopefully can see him running on and finishing off like we know he can.
And then we're saving the best for last, Tottenham Hots. What do you know about him?
I don't know a lot about him. Yeah, I know he's been wrapped up a lot. There's a big opinion of him, so if he can produce what the owners think, he should run alright.
Beautiful. Thanks, Campbell.